Today I talk about Thunderbolts, spoiler warning. Good evening everyone, it's Haruka again, and tonight I'm coming to you from the beautiful Station Hotel Tokyo. I'm filming another little video where I slip into my pantyhose, and yes, there are 2 camera angles again today. If you stay until the end, you'll see why the second angle is especially worth the wait. Now, for today's topic, I want to talk about Thunderbolts. Just a heads up, there will be some spoilers, so if you haven't seen the film yet, maybe just enjoy the visuals and mute the audio until you're caught up. In my last video, I talked a bit about the latest mission, Impossible Film, and how it relies on these grand, world-saving narratives, nuclear weapons, massive destruction, and one man standing between chaos and order. So naturally, I've had films on the brain, and Thunderbolts feels like a great one to follow up with. For those unfamiliar, Thunderbolts is part of the Marvel Universe, and the twist here is that it centres on former villains, characters who've been seen as threats in past stories. Now banding together to face down a global danger. There's been talk in the promotions about it being a kind of new Avengers, which is quite bold. But beneath all the explosions and flashy fight scenes, I found something surprisingly moving. Sure, there's action, Yelena firing off shots, Red Guardian charging into the fray, Ghost doing her thing, and Sentry, well, he becomes void and all hell breaks loose. But beyond all that, there's something more intimate going on. To me, Thunderbolts was about peer support. It's a story about people, flawed, hurting people, coming together to support someone with a serious condition. In particular, it explores what it means to stand beside someone living with bipolar disorder or another mental health challenge. Not to fix them, not to fight them, but to walk with them, shoulder to shoulder, offering patience, listening and solidarity. It's not about confrontation, really. It's about companionship. We often think of superhero films as stories of fighting evil. But in Thunderbolts, the real villain isn't a monster or a bomb. It's isolation. It's that sense of being fundamentally alone in the world. And what this film does so well is show how people who have themselves been labelled as monsters or outcasts can come together and form a kind of family. One built on mutual care, not just flashy powers. And it's subtle too. There's a scene where a single building crumbles, and Red Guardian shields someone from falling debris. But it's not like the older films where entire cities get obliterated. This isn't Superman. It's not Godzilla. This is something smaller, quieter. And perhaps more human. Watching it, I was struck by how Marvel, this giant studio making blockbusters for the world, took the time to think about how to tell this story right. They knew that people living with these conditions would be watching. They didn't reduce it to melodrama, they handled it with care. And in doing so, they created a film that moved me far more than I expected. So if you haven't seen Thunderbolts, I'd absolutely recommend it. And maybe next time, we'll talk about another film that made me feel something strong. Until then, take care and bye-bye for now.